What is up, my friends? How are we? It is Wednesday, and you are very welcome along to today's news roundup. The good news is that I will be here tonight at 7 o'clock for the watch along of the Sunderland game. It's an 8:15 kickoff. As I mentioned, we'll be live from 7 p.m. to take you right through the game with our match reaction and player ratings video as well. For now, we're going to talk about a centre back that Liverpool can rule in as a possibility, another one that we can perhaps rule out. We'll be talking about a winger from the Bundesliga, a little bit on Trent Alexander-Arnold, and a couple of other bits and pieces that we hope keep you right up to date with where we are. Do let us know your thoughts in the comments section if you so wish. We'd love you to drop a like on the video if you enjoy it. And as I mentioned, don't forget to be back here with us tonight from 7. For now, let's start with a report coming from Sky Sports over in Switzerland. And they write that Yan Diamonde, one of the most promising wingers in the Bundesliga, will be a hot topic next summer. They say that according to our information, Spurs and Liverpool have both made very advanced contacts with Yan Diamonde's entourage. Why do these players always have entourages, by the way? Why can't it just be their agents or, his manager? I don't like the word entourage. It makes it all sound a little bit, a little bit over the top, a little bit too dramatic. Either way, Spurs have been following the player for several months and have recently intensified their discussions. In competition, Liverpool is also very present in this case. The Reds are in a rebuilding phase on the offensive side, which they're not wrong about. Consider Diamonde as a serious option to bring freshness in the middle of, well, they say in the middle, but bring freshness to the attack, I think is what they're trying to say here. I think there's a bit of a translation issue. The exchanges are described as very advanced for the time being. Leipzig remain calm and have not yet opened official negotiations with any club, but are closely watching the player evolution and the discussions around the player. So this isn't the first time that Yan Diamonde's name has come up with being linked to Liverpool Football Club. I'm going to sit here and tell you, I know nothing about Yan Diamonde. He certainly isn't on my list of attacking options to bring in, but I know that there are many of you guys and girls who do watch the Bundesliga, so let us know your thoughts on Yan Diamonde. Is he of the quality required, or is it just another name thrown into the mix? Now, we're going to stick with the Bundesliga for a minute, and one of the centre-backs that we're going to potentially rule out of a move to Liverpool. This isn't going to be news that you guys are going to want to hear. Many people have been hoping we are in the mix for this player, but Bild have reported that Nico Schlotterbeck is not a top priority for Liverpool. The club's hierarchy have decided against submitting an offer for the Borussia Dortmund captain. Now look, I'm disappointed by that as much as you guys are. He certainly is a very credible name into the mix and one that Liverpool have been linked with far and wide, quite frankly, over the last few months. I know that Dortmund are fighting to keep him there. There's been a couple of pundits and former players over in Germany as well suggesting that he would be better suited to stay with Borussia Dortmund and continue there in the Bundesliga. So for now, at least, we can rule out Nico Schlotterbeck according to Bild over in Germany. Now, where one centre-back has been ruled out, a couple of reports linking a centre-back with a move to Liverpool. This one here coming, I think, from somewhere in South America. It's BolavVIP.com. Say Liverpool remain targeting Club Brugge centre-back Joel ORDONEZ, 21 years of age, who's seen as a long-term projection and as a centre-back a lot of the level towards Virgil van Dijk. Now, Joel ORDONEZ has been somebody who has been linked with Liverpool at least for 9 months that I can remember, and somebody who I have to say impresses me when I watch him. I did watch quite a bit of Club Brugge over the last couple of seasons, mainly in European competition. They've always excited me as a team to watch. You might have remember I was talking about their left back last season when eventually the left back did make their way to the Premier League, but not to Liverpool. Well, this player, Joel ORDONEZ, is one that is worth keeping an eye on. He's 21 years of age, very, very good, but we're not on our own as having admiring glances towards the Club Brugge player. Liverpool are set to compete with Chelsea, this report says, for the signing of Club Brugge defender Joel ORDONEZ, who was valued at over 40 million. If my memory is correct, the gentleman I think is Ecuadorian. I think he comes out of that same academy that the likes of Moise Caicedo came from. If my memory is correct. Now, if I'm not, of course, you can help me out with that in the comments. Do let me know. But either way, he is somebody at 21 years of age that I'm very happy that we are keeping tabs on because he is a very, very good centre-back. Now, this from Marca over in Spain about Trent. They write, now that Trent is here, he seems like a clueless and insubstantial player with the expression of a rabbit in the headlights. His quality at set pieces is masked by his right foot, but in open play, he is non-existent. Remember what we said about the difference of playing in the Premier League and some of the slight criticisms that come with that versus going over to Spain there and really getting it from the media? Well, as you can see now, they are starting to turn on Trent and, rabbit in the headlights stuff. They haven't been impressed with his performances thus far. Xabi Alonso's under a bit of pressure over there as well, and it really does look like it's not going according to plan for Mr. Alexander-Arnold. But it's not really down to us, is it? We'll have to keep an eye on it and see how things get on. Now, back to Dean Jones of ESPN, and this is with regard to the Liverpool managerial situation. So Dean Jones writes that if Liverpool were to make a change and turn to somebody from within the Premier League, then I believe that Oliver Glasner would become part of that conversation. But I also know that Liverpool are wary of taking a route whereby they recruit a manager from a smaller club and give them a chance on the biggest stage in a high pressure moment. And this would always have been my concern. So Arne Slot came in from Feyenoord, where he'd done very well, won stuff over there with them. But it is a huge step up, whichever way you dress it up. It is a huge step to go from the Eredivisie over to the Premier League. Oliver Glasner has a little bit more, I guess, calibre in the Premier League. He's already won the FA Cup at Sunderland, or excuse me, with where am I going with Sunderland? He's already won the FA Cup at Crystal Palace. I'm obviously thinking about tonight with Sunderland. That's how focused I am, ladies and gentlemen. Fully focused on beating Sunderland. Like I can do anything about it, whether we win or not. Anyway, sorry, this is my internal monologue that's kind of just seeping through. Oliver Glasner won the FA Cup, as we know, with Crystal Palace. He also won the Europa League over in Germany as well. So he has calibre, but I do have the concern about the step up. Same with any manager. If we were talking about Sebastian Hoeneß stepping up, I'd have the same concern. Coming from the Premier League up to another Premier League club, like Andoni Iraola. I've always mentioned to you guys that I would be concerned because that step up is a big one. We've seen it with Brendan Rodgers in the past. He couldn't quite cut it. Arne's having a bit of a shake now. And I don't really like the style of football that Glasner plays, to be honest. So I wouldn't really be too happy if Arne was fired and we look towards Oliver Glasner. But for now, well, what we've got to focus on is making sure the manager gets us back to winning ways. We beat West Ham at the weekend. Tonight it's Sunderland at home. They've taken 7 points from the 6 away games in the Premier League so far. So the omens should be good for the Reds tonight. It's going to be very interesting to see what team selection the manager goes with. Will we see Mohamed Salah immediately put back into the starting 11? Will Wirtz start? Will Isak start? These are the type of things I'm looking forward to see. And also, I want to just put this one out there. Whatever happens tonight, whichever 11 he goes with, I really do hope Joe Gomez starts at right back because he made a world of difference to that back line, and I would say gave those up front a bit more freedom as well. So that's where I'm at, ladies and gentlemen. As I mentioned, we'll be back here tonight, 7 o'clock for the watch along. If we can win this one, then it's on to Leeds at the weekend. Then it's Brighton at home. If we can pick up the points in all of these games, we will shoot back up that league table and hopefully feel a bit more optimistic about the season ahead. That is it for now. We'll see you guys later on. Have a good one. Much love. Bye-bye.